Welcome back to what is effectively a bonus episode in this character's life, given that we should have probably beat the game in the last episode. But we ran out of ammo. Using a flamethrower against the Gersh at the end here, ran out of oil. So the problem ultimately was that I needed plasma of some kind, probably, to reduce its fire resistance. So what we're going to do real quick is we're going to go get more oil, more plasma of some kind. I've got to find a grenade. We've got to make more EMP grenades, which I've only got one of, it looks like. I was just looking through here. Yeah, so we've got to do some crafting, get some plasma, stock up on oil, and then we'll come back and finish the game. So probably a relatively short playthrough today. It will have some spoilers if you haven't seen the end of the game. So be forewarned. And generally speaking, what we're going to do is we're just going to check the schematics drafters and grenadiers, the grenade sellers, to see if we can find plasma grenades or spacer pistols would work. And we also want to just check and see how many EMP grenades I can craft and make sure I buy enough materials for that. So it's going to be mainly the 2 bits. So we'll be buying any 2 bits. You know, actually these EMP ones are just fine too. Let's do that instead. So I'll go ahead and tinker up the EMPs. These EMPs, if you don't know, spoiler alert, the EMPs disable the reflective shielding on the Gersh Nephilim, which is required for any ranged weapon to hit them consistently without reflecting back at you. So you always want to have some kind of EMP device. Any level of grenades is just fine, really. And you also probably want to have EMP shielding on any of your guns or other electrical devices. Just in case you hit yourself with it, really. Hey, Reshef secret. I wasn't expecting to find those this late in the game. I've turned in a ton of them. We'll pop over then to the Stilt Grounds. Let's see, gotta recharge that. I know there's at least one grenade salesman over here. We'll turn in the secret as well. This is going to be like 25,000 XP, right? Yeah, 25,000, which gives me level 30. A point to each attribute. And the special thing we're doing on this build, as it's the RNG build, is that we are drinking warm static every 5 levels. So that counts level 30, which we just hit. And at every major quest milestone as well. And what that's doing is just mixing up either our mutations or our skills each time we do it. So we'll do that in just a second here. Not seeing spacer rifles. Where's that grenadier? Here he is. Let's see. I guess I'll just buy all these. I could use the recipe to identify, but I have a lot of money. We're at the end of the game. I'm not too concerned overall. Here you can have this. And my primordial soup. Now hopefully one of these is a plasma grenade. And then we'll learn how to tinker them off of that grenade. Resonance. There it is, Plasma Mark II. Excellent. Oops. Okay, so let's see what it takes. Plasma Mark IIs take 4 bits, unfortunately. So we're going to need a few of these anyway. Plasma Mark IIs, I think they last, let's see, maybe like, let's just look it up. Plasma Grenade. I want to say they last 20 or 30 turns potentially. And then they give the Coated and Plasma debuff, which is what we're looking for because it reduces fire resistance down to by -100. So that will make sure that we can incinerate our target quite a bit faster. I was thinking the wiki told me how long these lasted somewhere. Maybe it's in the Coated with Plasma category. Let's see, gas damage per round. That's not what we're looking for. I'm just on the wiki over here on my alternative screen, so bear with me for a second. Here it is. So the Mark 1s last 16 to 24 turns, and the Mark 3s last 48 to 62 turns. So somewhere in between there, I guess. So that's the Coated and Plasma debuff itself. So we're going to have a handful of these probably. So we got to go pick up some 4-bits. Let's see, I don't need flying anymore, so we can disassemble this. That's 1 bit. Any other 4-bits? The Plasma Grenade itself, of course. Let's see. 4 bits, 4 bits, 4 bits. Stilt ground recoilers. I don't need this recoiler anymore. Crystalline Roots, that was for a quest we did in the last video. We'll disassemble that. And then I think we'll pop down to Grit Gate and see if we can't find a few more 4-bits. But I've got 4 potential grenades now. Let's do the thing real quick right now while I'm thinking about it, to drink warm static. So again, this has a chance to shuffle all of our mutations or all of our skills, 50% chance. We got genes, which is what we wanted, to be fair. Unfortunately, we're keeping quills. That's what we want to get rid of. But this is all the stuff we gained. This is all the stuff we lose. We did that again because we hit level 30. And I'm doing that every 5 levels. So it gave us a few extra mutation points. Let's see what we've got. We've got Force Bubble, which is really good. Paralyzing Venom on the Stinger, which is also nice. Multiple arms is good, so we didn't lose any of our extra arms. And nothing else here seems particularly spectacular. Heightened quickness is amazing, which pairs with our photosynthetic skin, so we're quite quick. Let's see what our body looks like now. I don't think anything changed here, actually. We grew a horn. So that's what changed. We lost 2 of our helmets. So our AV is a bit lower than it should be, as is our resistances. And we've got a horn, which is not good. Subpar, definitely. And we didn't lose our quills, which is unfortunate. Let's go ahead and use our mutation points here. I think, like, we could get more strength. Oh, we picked up teleportation. That's pretty big. We could just go into heightened quickness, which seems really good. Let's do that. I think we'll just dump all of our points in here. Again, I have already demonstrated on this character that we can basically kill everything except for the very last boss, we'll call it. So we should be just fine regardless of how all this goes, I expect. Our Golem helped carry the first 4 uniques in this quest. One-shot almost all of them, which was crazy. I guess let's go more toughness for more HP because I do end up fighting on foot. And then under heavy weapons, oh, we do have all these abilities, so this is good. We're using flamethrower, so we don't want to be slowed down by that. Okay, let's pop over to Grit Gate. We'll try to find some 4-bits, and then I think we'll be ready to go for it again. Now, unfortunately, some of the bears died during the invasion quest, and so finding 4-bits here is not going to be easy. It would almost have to be stuff on the ground, actually. There's a random 3-bit, don't need that. Carbide hands, I do have money laying around. If we wanted to sell it, if we needed money, I feel like I really don't. There's mechanical wings again, which I threw on the ground. So I guess if I need to fly, I could pick those up. Maybe I will. Okay, so no dice here, finding... Uh, 4 bits. How many do we have? I can go 1, 2, 3, so that's a total of 4 plasma grenade Mark IIs, which should totally be enough. On the full build with spacer pistols and the thermo cask, it took me 7 turns to kill one of these Gersh Nephilim with Incinerate. And each of these grenades should last around 30 turns. So we should be fine. We can't wear our thermo cask, of course. And the buff with this is 50% heat damage dealt, but more importantly, 50% the intensity of heating effects. So we have no way of wearing this right now with the Quills mutation, unfortunately. So to just be a bit slower because of that. I think we're probably fine. And how many EMP grenades? I have a bunch, and I have the ability to make EMP ones, so it should be okay. Let's see. There's EMP, and then I've got 9, 10. So I've got 11 total EMP grenades, 4 total plasma grenades. I think that should be all right. So what I forgot to do while I was up here was go get oil. So let's go do that. That's what we ran out of last time. I think we're diving to about level 6 or 7. This'll do. Strata 5 isn't clear yet. Ooh, hello, Madpole. What are you doing here? That was kind of weird. There must be a puddle of water right there where I killed him. There's some oil. I'll just let my bird friend here take care of everything. Picked up that bird in the moon stair, actually. I don't even think it's technically a bird. It is a dream wren. Yeah, I guess wrens are birds, aren't they? Okay, so that's about 150 or so drams. Last time I had 150, but we also didn't have plasma, so that is the big thing that we were missing. I think probably we're going to try to get some plasma grenade Mark 1s as well, just in case I need to make more. I would hate to get stuck in the same position where I can't kill the Gersh Nephilim. Just because we run out of plasma grenades or ammo or whatever. Very much ready to win with this character. It's been a nice challenge, though. A few people just joined. If you're not familiar with what this challenge is, I'm drinking warm static to reshuffle mutations and skill points every 5 levels or every quest. Main storyline quest. And that just made things really difficult, I guess. More difficult in the beginning of the game. At this point, the biggest problem is that I can't seem to get rid of the Quills mutation, which means I can't wear body armor, which means that my thermo cask can't empower my flamethrower, which is a big bummer. Because I love wearing thermo cask. It's my favorite piece of armor by far. Works really well with what we're trying to do here. Flaming oil. Let's fight fire before we pick it up. I'm not sure what happens if you put flaming oil in your water skins, but kind of doesn't seem like a good idea. Let's see what we got. 20, 240, 260-ish, and a bit more even. Oh yeah, we're actually close to like 300 oil now. Okay, that should work. Let's go see if our vendor's restocked in the freehold. No dice. But we might be able to see if the vendors, any of the vendors have 4 bits, which is what we need for our plasma grenades. Anything to be able to make more of them. Yeah, a lot of stuff there, but nothing we need. These artifacts, I think these are cybernetics. I could be wrong there. Oh, you know what? This guy also has salve injectors. We should buy some more of those. Oh, so are some of these salve injectors potentially? Potentially. Let's do our recipe to identify artifacts real quick. I think I still got bananas. Sure do. One more serving. This is awkward. I've got to go down here by this frog that keeps tongue lashing me. There he goes. Where am I? He tried. He didn't get me. He's sitting right by the cooking area. So we're going to cook from recipe, and we're going to cook from this one. Sun-dried tomatoes, vine wafer sheaf. Whenever you drink fresh water, there's a 25% chance to identify all artifacts on the local map. And then we're just going to go over here so that we're near the vendor when we do that. And hopefully he has something we want. This will also identify Tilly's inventory since Tilly is technically on the same map. Here we go, first try. Nope. Just keep going. Shouldn't take too long. Might throw up once or twice. There we go, we vomit. Doesn't matter. I don't think that even gives us a debuff, does it? Nah. Anytime now, game. 25% chance. And we got it. Cool. So it identified a whole bunch of stuff all over the map, so we'll actually have to look in the inventory. Slip ring. It was a bunch of this stuff. We'll buy the 2 bits. That helps with our EMP grenades. 53 drams. Price gouging me on these goggles here. I don't need the resonance grenades or these grenades or even this grenade. Let's see what Tilly had. Any 4-bit will do. Any plasma weapon or item will do. I don't think this guy has anything interesting, does he? Oh, here's the salve injectors. That's what we want. Might as well buy the horse shrooms as well in case we need that extra healing. Herberries, sure. I'm not buying witchwood bark, but everything else here is fine. 400 drams he wants for all this. Let's see. What do we have that we really, really don't need? That's not worth 2,000 drams. I guess you could take my helmet. I'm not losing... Well, I'm not getting 2 heads again this game, probably. So here, take that helmet, and that should be enough. I had 2 heads until I drank that warm static, and I lost both my helmets because I developed a horn as well as losing the 2 heads. A little bit unfortunate. Here's a 4-bit here. Do I buy the dithermo beam just to disassemble it? I could. Or is it more worth actually using the dithermo beam because it has a heating effect? I've never used it before, actually. Let's have a look at this. I'm going to buy it regardless, and then I may disassemble it. I could give you the null face. What do you have to balance this out? Bunch of herberries? Seems all right. I'll give a bunch of herberries to my golem as well. $12 of them. Good enough. Now let's see. Let me just look this up real quick, see how this works. I'm not sure if it's actually worth having when you already have flamethrower. So it fires a ray of heat in the direction it's aimed and a ray of cold in the opposite direction, similar to flaming hands. Once every 2 rounds, you can flip the directions of it, of course, but how much heating is it actually doing? That's the question. Okay, here it is, 100 to 150 temperature change by the projectile entering the cell, and another 50 to 75 on hit. So the question then is, what does the flamethrower actually do on temperature-wise? Flamethrower does 8d20. And then 4d20 caused by hits. So it is more, but it's not actually substantially more. Interesting. I might throw this in place of... yeah, I think I will. I'm going to throw this in place of handrail here. With the idea that we can do more heating damage. Why not? It's masterwork as well, so you get those crits. I don't know if that matters. Yeah, okay. Oh, what am I thinking? Oh no, it's floating nearby. Okay, I was like, I gotta wear my flamethrower and I'm not wearing it, but I attached the magnet to it. So it is floating nearby. We got a flamethrower, we got our dithermo here, and we've got EMP grenades into plasma grenades. Now I only have 4 of these. Man, I wish I had more. I think it's going to be fine though. As I was saying, I'm pretty sure that the coated and plasma debuff lasts between 30 and probably like 50 rounds, which should be way more than enough. I mean, realistically, with plasma plus the dithermal plus the flamethrower, I think this guy should vaporize in 10 turns, maybe? So it should be okay. I just really don't want to have to pull out again. But I do have, if I need it, I have a 4-bit, here on the Stilt Grounds recoiler, so I got 1 more if I need it, which is a total of 5 grenades. Let's go for it. I think we're going to be fine. Just double check. I've got tons of healing now, right? I've got 7 salve injectors, mushrooms, and then a ton of herberries, which we'll give a bunch of those to the golem. So we're just going to go up here and walk in, and then we'll start the mission. Welcome to everybody if you're just joining. We are about to start the final mission, so if you do not want spoilers, now's the time to close your eyes. Now our golem here is still injured. How much? Yeah, he's at half health. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave the map. There we go. Heal him up like that. And then I'm going to put in his inventory. He's already got a bunch of stuff. Oh, look at this. He's picked up some carbines from the enemies we killed on the first try. We'll disassemble that. Why not? What else he got? Any 4-bits? Yeah, here's one. Ontological anchor. Here's another. Oh, we're golden. There's 3 more. Beautiful. Okay, and you can take my gigantic goggles. Why not? What else we got? Herberries. That should be enough. I'll give you a couple of... I'll give you 1 mushroom, and I'll give you a couple of salve injectors. And then you've got some water, I think, right? Yeah, 7 drams. Here, just take this one too. I won't need that much. Beautiful. Okay, so I disassembled these things. So I should be able to tinker up a few more plasma grenades. Just kidding. Got to disassemble this manually. And this. And this. What else did we have? There was something else. Thermoelectric cell. I'm going to keep that. Plasma grenades. Carbines. That's what he gave me. Cool. Tons of 4-bits. Feeling much more comfortable now. So we'll go ahead and make all those up. I'm going to keep a normality gas grenade. Last time we had a little issue with some shielding that popped up on an enemy, so I can normality gas that. Okay, we should be golden. So the idea here is that this golem is awesome. It one-shots most of the unique enemies in this fight. So as long as we can keep it from dying, it's going to be great. All right, here we go. Now, a question I cannot answer without the experience, because usually, oh my God, here's the Gersh. Why is there Gersh already? Do I not have to repeat the whole mission? Sure seems that way, doesn't it? Okay. Well, now I'm wishing, of course, that I wasn't in the golem and the golem wasn't here. Because this is awkward. It takes several turns to get out of the golem. And so what we're going to do is we're going to try to dump the golem somewhere else. I guess we're going to run off the map this direction. And... or we could go way over here, right? Dump it in Ezra. That makes more sense. Let's sprint. Probably going to lose my bird friend. But yeah, basically I don't want this golem now. We're just going to be patient because sometimes there's a little lag here. There, my companion's dead. Yeah, like that one. You couldn't even see where he was attacking. You got to be careful with that. This golem can take at least 2 hits, maybe 3. Okay, so we'll exit pilot seat. I should be able to get out of here in time. And then I think golem is already staying put, right? So, yes. So I'm going to leave him here, and we're going to charge in ourselves. Now I have teleport, don't I? I think I just picked it up, yeah. So can I teleport over here nearby? Why can't I see him? Okay. I think that's the goal. Teleport, time dilation. Let's sprint to get a little closer. And then we're going to throw... who is this guy here? Just a random plant thing. Okay, I have EMPs on. I'm just double checking everything's in order. Do I have precognition for good measure? I think I do not. Doesn't look like it. Okay, so here we go. Toss an EMP, make sure you do not hit him directly. Then Let's light him on fire first, I think, to get that crowd control going on. Okay, he's on fire. Not enough, though. He's still moving, isn't he? That's okay. We're going to take the opportunity. We'll switch into plasmas. Throw plasma. He's not currently coated in plasma. Now he is, right? Auroral. I believe that means coated in plasma. Yes, okay. Perfect. Now, what I didn't check was my dithermal beam. Does it say what it's doing right now? It doesn't, does it? It doesn't say which way it's shooting what. I guess we'll just look. We'll look on the screen and try to tell which way it's shooting hot and cold. Keep your eyes out, chat. Yeah, it's shooting cold behind me, it looked like. So it's doing what we want. We've got the lockdown in place. I'm going to take the opportunity here to switch on my EMP grenade in case we need another one, because we probably will. Ooh, they split. Okay, look at this. Now we got two Bethesdas. Both of which have their separate reflective shielding. This one's not yet coated in plasma, so let's go with an EMP right here-ish. Okay, both coated in plasma, so that's going well, gotta say. Now, optimally, I'd be shooting both of them simultaneously. So, let's go time dilation. And I just guess we'll go up here and reposition. Hit him. Gonna shoot the back one maybe to make sure it's piercing through. Ooh, one of them is not EMP'd anymore. Why is that? Yeah, the front one. They're both EMP, not EMP. Okay. Got to be careful about that because it will light me on fire pretty quickly. I only got the front one. This is awkward. Why can't I EMP the back one? Are my throws not going that far? Okay, so this is going extremely smoothly in terms of getting the damage out there. Do I reposition so I only hit one of them? That seems a little turn inefficient. I really don't want to light myself on fire. That would be bad. Let's try to throw another one right in between them. Surely. There we go. Now let's look. Everybody's coated in plasma still. This guy's not. So we'll toss this in there again, right about there. Still EMP'd, both of them. And now they're not. That EMP is not lasting very long. Is it because I'm only using EMP 1s? Probably. I've got EMP 3s. Let's use them. There we go. It hit me too. Doesn't matter. I'm electromagnetically shielded. I've got a little offspring Gersh right here. Shouldn't matter too much. Yeah, he died. Okay, this is taking longer than expected, but it's going fine. Injured, pulsed, same. How injured? Just injured? Yeah. Okay, carrying on. We got so much damage on him right now. Hey! Got it. Surely they didn't both die at once, though, right? Yeah, so that's interesting. Apparently, there are two steps in there where you... So first you have to kill all the uniques, there are 4 of them, and then the Gersh spawns. So I did that the first time, got the Gersh to spawn, and apparently it saved that step of the quest. I did not know it would do that, so that's new information to me. That's also the first time I've ever killed Gersh Bethesda. And now look what happened. I killed one of them, and the other one is still here. Isn't that odd? Let's check our quest log and see. Yeah, look, I can just leave. I can just leave the other Gersh Nephilim that spawned here. Well, this is an offspring. It's like the Bethesda Gersh split in half. And then I vaporized one of them. And the other one still lives, but it doesn't care. That seems a little bit like it should be fixed. Right? Shouldn't you have to kill them all? Okay, there he goes, vaporized. There you go, chat. Easy game when you've got plasma. That's all it took. You know, I ran through 150 drams of oil the first attempt, and we still didn't even get him down to half health. But then I just added plasma grenades, and we're golden. Easy peasy. Still took a lot longer than it would have with the thermocask. That is a meaningful addition to this build. No doubt about it. So if you're wondering, here's our circle of light that the Gersh dropped. It is on fire. These things have a ton of survivability. So I think it's going to survive despite being on fire. The last time I did this, we were fine. Still got all these little Gersh offspring spawning. We're not going to walk in there because Steam is funky in this game. And I have been one-shot by Steam, even really late in the game, so I'm not playing with that. Like, I don't need this circlet, but I'm going to pick it up because it's fun. Got it. We'll fight the fire a couple times. So as you can see, it doesn't matter if you vaporize your Gersh, your circle will be just fine. Somebody was asking in chat yesterday what would happen. There you go. 1 doll mutation levels, 6 to cybernetic licensed tier, 15 hit points. Bethesda is a good one to get a circlet from. All right. Well, that's that. Let's go ascend, I think. And we get invaded. Well, let's not die here, chat. What do you think? I'm just going to step back, wait for his force bubble to wear off, hopefully. It did not. Let's go time dilation. He freezes me. I'm going to hit him with that singleton normality gas grenade I tinkered up. I just knew I would need this. Oof. Okay, so he has spawned Aloe Voltas, which do a chunk of damage. If I can just light him on fire. His shield didn't go down. It wasn't enough normality gas, apparently. There we go. Part of his shield went down. Ooh, we got a sap. Look at that black sap sneaking around, blending in with the environment. What a jerk. Okay, we'll just heal up and we'll get out of here. Isn't this the thing? Oh, no, it's not. I thought the first time I came in here, that was the mechanism. It is not. And it tricked me yet again. This thing. You do not have the capacity. Oh, I need my golem. Right. I forgot my golem. So yeah, chat, we are about to finish the game and go to new areas in version 1.0. So if you care about that, now would be the time to leave the stream. You have been forewarned. So we have successfully triggered the thing, and we have kept Bartham alive. So I have read this so many times, and there are plenty of ways to see this. So I'm not going to read all of it to you, I don't think. The Templar are defeated. Why are you so pained? Are you well? I am sorry. 'Tis the acceleration. He's lying to us right now. Spoiler alert. He's got a secret that he doesn't want to tell us about. His secret is that he is betraying all of us, basically. Long story short, he's waited 1,000 years and he's given up on the world. And he wrote all of his sins in the book that's in his study called Crimes and Punishments. So if you want to read about it, that's a great place to start. We ask him, what are your crimes? Don't worry, we have time. This spindle takes forever. So I believe I just triggered the thing, right? Do I have to go through more of this? If you want, I'm leaving that up on the screen just long enough so you can pause the video after the live stream has ended and read that. But I'm not going to sit here and read it all to you in a live stream. I feel like that might be just a little boring. And probably if you're still sitting here with me, you have already seen this yourself. I'm not even sure if I have to read all this. I always have. So why are you ascending the spindle? To run away, of course. In the starship. Okay. Yeah, so basically he's retreating. He said, I worked for 1,000 years. I gave up on my quest to save the world. I knew that if I could ever get to the top of the spindle again, I had a spaceship waiting for me, with which I could escape into the stars and abandon all of my friends and everything I ever worked to build. What a jerk. So, in my last playthrough, where I ascended, I killed Bartham at the top of this elevator, which triggers a different set of storyline text at the end of the game. On my first time up here, I went in his ship with him, which is one of the endings. Excuse me. So I think there's one more ending I can get here that doesn't involve fighting. And so I'm going to do that. There's our little golem wiggling its way up the laser elevator. Overall, this was a fun build, though. I recommend this if you want to try it. All I did was I spawned Worm Static at the beginning of the game, and I only used it to change my mutations and my skills periodically throughout the game, just to increase the randomness of it, basically. And it was fun. It meant that, like, I started off as a ranged build, it switched me to a Esper build, it switched me to a melee build at one point, then I came back to the range build, then I was a heavy build. Like, we did all the things. And in a single character, we got to try all the stuff, basically. Where are the elevator things? Oh yeah, over here. Follow Bartham, he knows where he's going. We'll just take this one. I've done this a few times, but I usually do not go this far into the game. So Bartham's going over here. His starship's over here. We're just going to go up to the middle. And we're going to talk to the big guy at the end of the world. I do want to check one thing, because the first time that I came up here, there was an item right around the corner. Yeah, there is here too. So, 2 items as a matter of fact. You get that, and you get some weird artifacts here. So let's see what these are. You've stayed with me this long, I guess you don't mind spoilers. Seems to be a rifle. Try again. Puzzled by the rifle. Still puzzled. So even with all our skills and intelligence, we can't identify what this is. A rifle of some kind. The other thing we picked up was this. Let's have a look. A great curved and flanged length of metal replicates the layout of the Witch Court on its 3-handed sculptor species steaming earth. Okay. There and under a quincunx moon, rhapsodies of war are locked in ceremonial combat. So it's a cudgel. This weapon has multiple grips that change its weapon type. So apparently it changes from cudgel to other stuff. I don't know. Weird. Cool. But apparently there are always just items laying over here. I don't know why you'd want them, but isn't that a neat little Easter egg, right? Because there's no way at this point in the game, so far, right, in version 1.0, to ever go back to Qud and use those items. So curious that they'd be laying there. Nice little Easter egg. Maybe that's a hint at what's to come. I don't know. Because there are going to be 3, not mods, what's the word? Expansions in the near future. Next year is the first one. So maybe we get something relevant up here. So I just triggered all of those devices, which spawns the hologram of Reshef, the above. Oh, oh. 'Tis cold. Thou art sat in the movements of the great Siege, and I before thee. Thou art an impressive bead to be drawn up, Gush, by thy own spit and wiles. Who art thou? I am RNGesus. And you are an angel, apparently. I guess I'm one wise. I could have asked what that meant. I am here on account of your gyre and its plagues. Hear me, I ask. So, the earthwise marshalling waxes, the Nephilim rouse. I augur some centuries still before the full tillage of the new spear. Ideas doth stick like moss to rock and must be vacuumed from the comb. Basically, he has to kill all life on Earth. So why do we do that? Aside from the immorality of it, nothing would remain. All life, dost thou jest? Nay, not all life. He's going to leave behind the bubbling slimes and the fungus mass. So what we're trying to do this time around is basically tell him, yeah, go ahead. Destroy everything. We're fine. It's good. We're up here with you. We're good. Because every other time I've either saved life or I've escaped or whatever. So this time we're just going to say, yeah, it's fine. Commit your genocide. We're here for it. We turned into a bad guy, RNG did, in the end. Mostly because I want the achievement for doing that. So let's see. Why do you believe the Coven now returns? Mine arguments of Paraphus near the 0 hour, and we approach Peripoliticon. As we near the work of the Gemera approximates the manifolds of the Automata Sophia. Right, what is that? The 72-fold piece, the computer will, the folk clock, the great machine across the light of God. Basically, the great AI, I guess. Let's see. So here's our option to reverse the gyre, which is the curse upon the world. We don't want to do that. Yeah, so basically Reshef has been told to do a thing, but he's interpreting it, and he's not sure what the correct answer is. So there are multiple interpretations of what the Coven wants. That's the same thing we've already seen. What is the nootropic current? The fluidic manifold of local sapience. Beings think and feel. Currents doth form, and kinesis is begotten. I guess let's do this, and he's going to say no. So you have the opportunity here to fight him, or fight his cherubs anyway, which we're not going to do today. Let's see, what do we want to try to do here? If you put so little value in the flourishing of life, where does your desire for remittance to the Coven spring from? Thou art mistaken in what I value. Thou hast wrought monuments within me, but thou art short-sighted. Dost thou know how many clades of life were fain to perish, that thy people might thrive? So it is once more, the crown is pruned, yet the tree is preserved. The skin is shed, yet the newly won snake doth slither to triumph. Basically, evolution will take over once again and generate new sentience. Just be patient, he's saying. I have forever. I am but a AI. You will die, and it won't matter. Thou knowest it not, but the sun chill of the covenless being is as living a life alone, bereft of all kinship. I grieve that thou art unable to perceive this. I am ready to speak on the final fate of Qud. Now, either we can say, I can't abide your amoral course. I return now to Qud to help nurture its communities, come what may of your plagues. But no, we are not such a good guy to go back and try to save it. I say, I've mused on your words and have joined you at your vantage point, way up here, safe from your plagues. The plagues of the gyre are only way to prepare for the Coven's return. The new sphere must be tilled ere they arrive. So we sit up here with the angel, Reshef, the AI, and watch as he destroys sentient life on our planet. But don't worry, evolution will have its course. From the slimes, we'll return sentient life once again. Maybe. That assumes that our sun, our star doesn't engulf us, as will happen here on Earth. You accede to Reshef's plan to purge the world of higher life in preparation for the Coven's return. Let's see if I get an achievement. I don't know. I don't think I did that one last time. The only one I think I need now is to fight him / his, what are they called? I just said it. His little helpers, his little defenders. And then I think you can potentially destroy his AI in the computer. Like you destroy the computer itself potentially. So that's the one ending I think I need yet. So maybe next time we'll do that. I was feeling a little weaker at the end of this game than my good Truekins usually feel. So like with a Truekin with, multi-ranged weapons, you could have 2 spacer pistols, a flamethrower, high energy thermocask, and a gas tumbler, all of which makes killing like the cherubs and the Gersh Nephilim way, way faster. Like, probably cuts it down threefold or so. I have a video where I did it in 7 turns. That's the fastest I've ever done it, but I think that's about right. So I think if I was going to fight the end game Reshef and his defenders, I would probably want to be Truekin with the best build I've ever made, because I just don't know how hard those guys are. We could probably do it as is, but like I was running low on plasma grenades, EMPs. So next time. I haven't seen the achievement pop up, so we'll see. Anyway, 1,000 years later, regardless of what you decided, you respawn back on Qud as a slime. So in 1,000 years, it appears that evolution has not taken its course, and somehow our sentience has been passed on to a slime. So now we become the ancient sultan of lore. While roaming the westwise jungle, RNGesus came upon a clan of Urshib performing a secret ritual. Because of bloody RNGesus' disc-like eyes, they accepted RNGesus into their fold and taught them their secrets. So yeah, I'm expecting that this part of the game probably gets expanded in one of the expansions. Surely, right? Oh, look, here's my golem. Painted mechanical ooze golem. While wandering around the deep underground, RNGesus stumbled upon a clan of space folders. Because of RNGesus' salt-spangled visage, they accepted him into their fold and taught them their secrets. So this is when I went to the bottom of the Tree of Life, 40 layers deep, and talked to the followers of To. Seeker is the sightless way. That's what it's referring to, the space folders. But yeah, I'm pretty excited for the expansions when they come out. Really hoping we get more reasons to travel to the east. We did in this game. We went to the Tree of Life, did the quest. I love that quest. It's one of the most flavorful, I think, of the game, but it's optional, and so I think probably most people don't even see it. But maybe something over there. Maybe I did read that there's going to be villages underground, so I'm pretty excited about that as well. Like, it gives you more reason to hang out underground and more ability to as well, right? Like, I've always wanted to play a character that dives from turn 1 and then has viable things to do for a long period of time. It's a nice challenge, but eventually you basically run out of things to do underground. So hopefully they change that in one of the expansions. So yeah, that's the end of our character. This is as far as you can go into the game. I think all you do is abandon character at this point. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this semi-challenge build. Overall, it was easier than actually I think it could have been. The hard part was definitely at the beginning when we randomized everything, and it was a merry-go-round of different kinds of builds and different challenges and so on. But the only real threat I can remember throughout the game was Bethesda Souza. We ran into some twinning lampreys that gave us a bit of a challenge, but not too bad overall. We had handrails by then, and so pretty much cruised through that part of the game. And then as soon as we found the flamethrower, of course, easy sailing. So thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this series, give me a like and subscribe. That lets me know it's a good idea to keep doing more of these kind of challenge runs. If you have any ideas for future challenge runs, please let me know in the comments or send me a message or whatever. This was an idea from one of my subscribers who commented, and I'm going to give him a shout out now, just so it is on record here. I asked in the notes section of my YouTube, I said, what challenges would you like to see? And it was user Peasy who suggested I ought to double down on the randomness, take Irritable Genome, which I did, and then drink Warm Static at every milestone, which I did. So that was a good suggestion. If you've got ideas, let me know. I'll do it. I like things that make this game harder. So think up the hardest. Give me the challenge. I'd love to see it. Anyway, good luck in your own runs, and I will see you in a future stream. Thanks for joining me.